walls of the city began to crumble. The hurricane was in full force. The island of Coconuts was being swallowed by the huge waves. The Coconut Islanders, who were all coconuts because if they were oranges they'd be called Orange Island, were all terrified. Fortunately, our hero, E. Brilliant, was there on vacation. He just wanted to vacation and relax. He didn't plan on saving an island of coconuts. But hey, what's a little hurricane when you're the greatest adventurer of all time, E. Brilliant? E. Brilliant was helping the smaller coconuts get to the shelter when a tree came tumbling down toward a mother coconut holding her baby. E. Brilliant rushed across the grass, using his size 10 feet, yes he has big feet, to gain distance. The tree was inches away from doing some serious damage to the mother and baby coconut, but E. Brilliant quickly pushed him out of the way. He then rolled down the hill, barely escaping a large tree himself. The Islanders still had 100-foot waves coming in their direction. The water from the waves would flood the entire village. What were the coconuts going to do? E. Brilliant thought to himself, if I don't think of something, this island is history. Another tree fell, crushing a small house. Thankfully, little coconuts were inside. There was only one chance to save the island. Doubt that if he and the coconut dug large holes in the ground, the water might go right through the ground and return to the sea. At least that would stop the flooding. But they had little time. E. Brilliant jumped on the large rock and said, "Coconuts, we have to dig and dig fast." Coconut villagers grabbed their shovels and started digging. Some dug while others huddled together under the rocks to hide from the strong winds. "Faster! Faster!" E. Brilliant shouted. "I hope this works." He thought to himself. The rain came down so strongly that E. Brilliant had a hard time seeing in front of him. The water streamed into the holes the coconuts made. Slowly the water went back into the ocean. The wind started to slow down. One young coconut yelled,
"Look, the sun is trying to come out."
E. Brilliant knew that the hurricane was starting to weaken. His idea had worked, as expected, because he is the greatest adventurer of all time, E. Brilliant. The island of coconuts was saved. The coconut shouted,
3 coconut cheers for E. Brilliant. 3 coconut cheers for E. Brilliant. 3 coconut cheers for E. Brilliant.
and bumped their heads together. It was a weird way of cheering, and it sounds weird, but coconuts do what coconuts do.
We're saved. Party time.
That night, every coconut danced and sang. The next morning, it was time for E. Brilliant to return home so that he could participate in the Dodgeball World Championship. He got in his airplane and began to speed down the beach, the only runway on Coconut Island, until the plane began to lift off. Home was about 12 hours away, so E. Brilliant had plenty of time to sleep. He set the controls to autopilot and nodded off. About halfway through the flight, something weird flashed by E. Brilliant's airplane, waking him up abruptly. "What in gummy world was that?" E. Brilliant exclaimed. He looked up and saw another plane in trouble. One of his engines had stopped working. It was going straight down. The plane was full of beavers. They were flying home from a chop a tree convention in Woodville. E. Brilliant didn't have much time to react. "Those beavers are going to be nothing but trail mix if I don't help," he said. As the plane dove toward the ground, E. Brilliant moved his plane close to it. "That plane can't land without a second engine," E. Brilliant said. He turned the steering wheel of his plane to the left. He only had one chance to make this work. He inched closer and closer to the beaver's plane. The beavers were extremely scared. They all rushed to the windows to see what E. Brilliant was going to do. "Closer, closer," E. Brilliant said to himself as he gave his plane a little more power. Now his plane and the beaver's plane were right next to each other. He brought his left wing right under the wing of the beaver's plane to support it. Just a little bit more and I've got it, E. Brilliant said through gritted teeth.
He did it.
The Beavers cheered. He flew his plane along with the Beavers plane safely into the airport. The Beavers hit their tails on the ground to show how thankful they were. E. Brilliant still hadn't got home yet. The dodgeball contest was supposed to start in about 1 hour. After making sure the Beavers were okay, E. Brilliant got back in his airplane and